Humans are making a mess of the planet. Every day on the news, we hear stories of how driving cars is causing climate change and filling our shopping carts at the grocery store leads to plastic pollution. Most of the time, these two issues, climate change and plastic pollution, are treated as separate problems. But the truth of the matter is, they're linked. Plastic pollution contributes to climate change. Every step required to make a milk jug or a shampoo bottle, from the extraction of the materials to the disposal of the empty container, can, and likely does, emit greenhouse gases. The US plastics industry emits at least 232 million tons of carbon dioxide gas each year. How does that happen? Let's follow the supply chain. Plastic is made from oil and gas. These substances are fuels that, when burned, emit greenhouse gases. In the process of extracting oil and gas, methane, a common greenhouse gas, is emitted through accidental leakage and emissions from the drilling process. Often, the surrounding environment is disturbed. Trees may be cut down or other greenery removed. The less greenery, the less photosynthesis, and the less natural carbon dioxide removal that takes place, further exacerbating the problem. Now, we have the raw materials, but we still need to turn it into plastic. According to the Center for International Environmental Law, plastic manufacturing is one of the most greenhouse gas intensive manufacturing industries on the planet. As the oil and gas is refined and turned into plastic, carbon dioxide, among other greenhouse gases, is emitted. In 2015 alone, 24 ethylene facilities in the United States produced enough CO2 to power 3.8 million cars. All in all, 8% of the world's annual petroleum production is used in plastic production, including 4% that is just immediately incinerated into the atmosphere. Your bottle is made, filled, and shipped to the store on most likely a gasoline-powered truck, further contributing to greenhouse gas emissions. You buy it, take it home, and use up the stuff inside, and the greenhouse gas emissions are over, right? Not exactly. What are you gonna do with the empty bottle? You could find a way to reuse it at home, which would be good, but that's not necessarily realistic since you would keep buying new ones and eventually run out of uses for them. You could throw it out, where it would either end up in a landfill or potentially in the environment. Let's say you do throw it out, but instead of ending up in a landfill, it ends up in the ocean. Does that contribute to greenhouse gas emissions? Like the 15 million tons of plastic waste that entered the ocean in 2018, that bottle can still emit greenhouse gases. How? By slowly breaking down and emitting them. Plastics take hundreds of years to completely break down, but breaking down doesn't make them disappear. They're just transformed. In the ocean, sunlight and churning waves can speed this process. Not enough to quickly break down a plastic bottle completely, but enough for it to start emitting greenhouse gases like methane and ethane. Instead of ending up in the landfill, it could just be incinerated. That process is pretty much like it sounds. You just burn the plastic to make it go away. Probably unsurprisingly, this process emits a lot of greenhouse gases. An estimated 5.9 million metric tons of carbon dioxide in 2015 in the US alone. And this is projected to become an even larger problem in the future. What might be worse is that some companies, who shall remain nameless, are using this tactic as a form of greenwashing. They pass out bags and tell people to fill them with hard-to-recycle plastics to be responsibly recycled. In reality, they just put them in the incinerator. So they're not in the landfill, but they're still harming the environment. Let's consider that last option, recycling. Instead of reusing that plastic bottle, throwing it away, or incinerating it, we can recycle it. This is much better. Although the recycling of plastics still emits greenhouse gases, overall, it's less than if we were to produce completely new plastics from scratch. However, it's important to point out that only about 8% of all plastics ever created has been recycled. It's either more expensive to recycle it Or it can't be recycled because maybe it hasn't been washed out or it's been contaminated with other products that can't be recycled. It's also important to remember that plastic isn't infinitely recyclable. It's gonna get thrown away at some point. Regardless of where that plastic bottle ends up, it's still contributing to climate change. And this is a process that's all too often just not mentioned. The truth is, climate change and plastic goes hand in hand. So what do we do about it? We need to change the way we think about our stuff. For those of us who are more well off than others, we need to just buy less. And for all of us, we need to think about the life cycle of our product, from the time it's extracted to what we're gonna do with it when we're done with it. This is particularly true in the case of plastics.